Live from St. Petersburg, Florida, continuing coverage of the Honda Grand Prix of St. Pete on IndyCar Radio. Mike King and Mark James with you trackside on a overcast, windy Sunday morning here. Maybe 25-mile-an-hour winds out of the west on Tampa Bay. Not particularly optimum if you're driving an IndyCar, but nonetheless, we've got a lot of cars already out of the pits and on track for this final 30-minute warm. I think the fact that Tony Kanaan was out-qualified in a big way by his first-year teammate at KV Racing Technology, Simone Di Silvestro.
When they all got on Honda power plants, what happened? They had the feel of the race car, they had the setup of the race car down pat, and they were able to maximize the horsepower that they were getting from those power plants. Let's face it, Simone Di Silvestro couldn't work on anything last year but setup. I think that's exactly what she did. Now that she has the level playing field in terms of a power plant, those two things have come together and created a very winnable situation for Simone Di Silvestro.
See it again right now from another camera angle. But Mark, here is the 78 and the 27 as they come off of 14. Oh, my.
She just carried much more momentum through the corner than he did.
Yep.
And he was looking to go to pit road, and he slowed up off the apex of the turn, and she just had nowhere to go. But I would say this, Mike. Yeah, there he goes from the middle of the racetrack. Looks like he's maybe thinking about a move to pit road. He lifted. She was back in at full throttle trying to get down the straightaway. Sato is back up there. Tony Kanaan is among the top five. Then Pagano, Power, Elio, Ryan Hunter-Reay, Sebastian Saavedra continues with a solid effort this weekend, and Sebastian Bourdais has found some speed. He's up to 10th quick. Like a piece of
That's a wing.
And the way it's colored,
it's the 6 car.
It's
the
off
true
the 6 car
of
yep.
Sebastian Saavedra. Saavedra
looks like he got into Jake's.
Oh my! So yes, he did make contact with the Acorn Stairlifts car of James Jakes. And he lost the infants on the left side of the front wing.
Looks like the left front's flat, too, on that car.
Yeah, and I don't think realistically anyone thought that there was a driver other than Will Power who was going to step onto the championship podium at the end of the season. And yet, Ryan Hunter-Reay and Andretti Autosport found a way and took advantage of every opportunity when they had to and wound up winning it by 3 points.
This sport is like many others in the fact that there's no mercy rule. They play it out to the end.
You don't really notice the beautiful scenery as you're headed down the Bayfront straightaway and making that left-hander in 10 and then going through that lightning-fast switchback. So, you know, drivers are just able to block that out, and the concentration level is just sky high for these guys. As we're watching on the big screen, J.R. Hildebrand in that familiar camouflaged number 4 Panther Racing National Guard machine. Of course, Panther DRR this year. But right now, Sato remains the fastest Honda-powered driver on track. But you take a look at the top 8, and aside from the top 2 spots, which belong to Hunter-Reay and Hildebrand, the next 6 spots, Mark, all belong to Honda entry. Sato, Pagano, Wilson, Ray Hall, Newgarden, and Vautier. So we'll wait and see. And Mark, that fog continues to roll in, and now we are really seeing, of course, it's not affecting the driver's visibility at all, but, you know, in the long shots that we're seeing from turn 1 back into turn 14 in the Bay Area, you can see that the fog continues to roll in off of the Bay. He's champ. Ryan Hunter-Reay closes out this final warm-up atop the charts. A minute 1.9530, the only driver in the ones. Everyone else, well, Charlie Kimball at a minute 2.0378. Dixon just behind about 0.08 of a second. J.R. Hildebrand winds up 4th. Takuma Sato, who goes off on the outside of the front row today, will register a 5th spot in the morning warm-up. Simon Pagano is 6th, then Justin Wilson, Graham Rahal, Joseph Newgarden, and Tristan Vautier